Okay, so apparently we're all way freakier in our heads than we are in real life. And honestly, I love that for us. Because according to the largest study on sexual fantasies ever done, the number one fantasy that people have across genders is group sex. We got threesomes, we got foursomes, we got orgies, we got gangbangs. So if you've thought of these things before, yes, you who's watching this video, I am here to tell you that you are normal, because chances are everyone else has too, including myself. So today, we are going to dive into why group sex fantasies are so common, what the largest study on sexual fantasies really found when it comes to group sex, the most surprising person people may imagine in the fantasy. Now, this one will definitely surprise you because it surprised me. The psychology behind being desired by multiple people, because, you know, we all love to be desired. And of course, how to talk about these fantasies without your relationship exploding. And yes, I'll be sharing some of my personal experiences, as I always do, because like you, I also fantasize about group sex. And I have been lucky in the past to experience some of these fantasies. So first, we're going to talk about why group sex fantasies are number one. So I am currently reading this book. It's called Tell Me What You Want by Dr. Justin Lemiller, The Science of Sexual Desire and How It Can Help You Improve Your Sex Life. And he did one of the largest studies ever done on sexual fantasies. Okay, and this book basically summarizes it. So he surveyed over 4,000 Americans, and he found that group sex was voted 89% across the survey. He even said it was so rare that someone reported not fantasizing about that, which made it the most number one common fantasy across genders, not just for men, not just for women, but everyone. So threesomes were the most common form. Then we got orgies and gangbangs and cuckolding and swingers and all that kind of stuff. He literally has a word map in the book showing how often certain fantasies popped up, and the bigger, bolder words were the ones that showed up the most. So as you can see in this graph, the biggest, boldest ones were, you know, like threesome, orgy, gangbang, cuckolding, swinging. Now, why do you ask? If you're watching this video and you're saying to yourself, or you're asking yourself, why am I fantasizing about this stuff? Well, it's probably because it ticks every psychological box. So we got novelty. Our brains love something new. We got validation. So being wanted by multiple people is a huge erotic boost. I mean, who doesn't want to be desired by a bunch of people? You got power. You're the center of attention. Permission. You get to be your unfiltered, uninhibited, raw, sexy, hot, primitive self. Taboo also, and let's be honest, the forbidden stuff is always the hottest. But there's a twist. This is my favorite part. Most people aren't imagining random strangers or celebrities. They're imagining their actual partner with them. So he found that even in fantasies involving 3, 5, or even 10 people, 51% still pictured their romantic partner being a part of it. This is confirmed in other studies as well. There was another one done in the Journal of Sex Research, and they found that the majority of their participants also imagined their primary partner included in group sex fantasies. And they found a few reasons, such as it maintains emotional connection, it keeps the fantasy safe, it heightens their intimacy, it adds this, you know, a certain shared adventure vibe, and also it reduced guilt. So this definitely kills the misconception that group sex fantasies mean someone is unhappy in their relationship. Often it's the opposite. You know, fantasizing together can actually boost desire and connection. And I can attest to this because, I mean, I can confirm that this is true, at least for me, because in all of my years of dating my partner, when I fantasize about group sex, he's always in it all the time, most of the time, 99% of the time. I can't imagine a scenario where I imagined a group sex fantasy where I was thinking about other people and not him being involved. So yeah, I'm definitely a part of that statistic, and I love to know if you are too. So drop it in the comments below if that's also the case. And talking about partners and stuff like that actually leads perfectly into today's sponsor of my video, because if you're watching this thinking, Ali, I don't even have a partner to fantasize about, so like, what the hell, how does this even apply to me? Well, I may have a solution for you. So I don't know if you ever heard of my girl Marnie. She is the creator and founder of the Wing Girl Method, and she is this very popular YouTuber. She has over 1 million subscribers. She is a world-renowned dating expert specifically for men. And she's created this science-backed flirting formula called the F formula, which is a step-by-step guide on how to flirt with women. Because let's be honest, not all of us are born with those skills. Actually, most of us aren't. And we actually need explicit instructions and practice how to do so. And I just want to remind you, there is no shame in that. This is why people like Marnie exist, to help you get the woman that you deserve. This isn't for men who want to stay stuck or lonely forever. It's really for the guys who want to actually have a partner, maybe even one they can share these kind of fantasies with one day, all right? And also, I just want to remind you, you don't need model looks or money. This F formula is really an incredible step-by-step guide for making women actually want to flirt back, escalate, date you, sleep with you, and choose you. Remember, it's all about the approach you use and confidence. I mean, the girl has helped over 100,000 men all over the world experience life-changing results with this F formula. And because the Wing Girl Method is sponsoring my video today, they're offering you, my viewers, an unbeatable deal. So all you gotta do is click the first link in the description and grab your exclusive preview of the F formula completely free. Plus, if you decide to pick up the full program, you'll get an extra 20% off. So my friends, if you're tired of failing at flirting and being stuck on the sidelines, stop wasting your time, take control of your dating life, click the link and get access right away. All right, now before I get back into the juicy psychological brain stuff, I want to share one of the more fun and interesting findings from the study. I know I said that people think of partners mostly in these kind of scenarios, but when a celebrity guest did pop up in the fantasy, this is what came up. So the top 3 for women were Channing Tatum, Ryan Gosling, or Adam Levine. I think Adam Levine is from Maroon 5. Honestly, Adam Levine, I was a bit shocked by, to be honest. I didn't realize he was like so popular with the ladies. And for men, we got Scarlett Johansson, of course, Jennifer Aniston, and Jennifer Lawrence. They were the top 3 fantasized about celebrities in this survey. Pretty interesting, right? Let's get back to the science juicy stuff. So we're gonna talk about why couples fantasize together. One of the sexiest things that came out of the study is that group fantasies often serve as a team fantasy. Now, the term team fantasy just sounds like so erotic, doesn't it? People imagine their partner watching, their partner being desired, both receiving attention, both being the main characters in the fantasy. So it's not about replacing your partner, it's about amplifying desire. Now, I've gotten this comment a million times on YouTube, people shaming me for either wanting to watch my partner be with somebody else or in like a cuckolding kind of situation, or even as a threesome, like sharing my partner with somebody else, and that we're not in love, and like what kind of man would like let his woman be with someone else, like that kind of stuff. And I just want to say that is total BS, because all the reasons that I just listed for you are all valid and all true to my personal situation. I don't know about yours, but I'm just saying that I'm falling within these stats, these facts, and this information that I'm sharing with you in this video. So yeah, you know, the group fantasies are often very symbolic of wanting more excitement, which doesn't mean you want to replace your partner, wanting to feel desired again. So sometimes getting someone on the outside to come in the bedroom actually amplifies that desire and that spark between the two of you again, wanting to be seen in a new light. So for example, you know, sometimes when you're in a long-term relationship, you get into a routine and maybe it becomes very mechanical, and you know, you see your bodies the same, you do the same positions and stuff like that. You throw in some extra people in there, all of a sudden you're doing a whole bunch of different stuff and your energy is different with different people, and therefore you see your partner differently. And also just wanting to share an erotic adventure. Like, that's hot. Wouldn't you want to go on an erotic adventure with your partner? I mean, you go on travel adventures, you go on, I don't know, sporting adventures. What about erotic adventures? That has like a little bit of a ring to it, no? Anyways, it's way more romantic than we think. Again, going back to my experience on YouTube, I have a lot of videos talking about my personal experiences in trying different things and threesomes, and I was gonna say in foursomes, but I've never really had a foursome. To be honest, I'm not really into the more orgy stuff. I prefer like a triad. But yeah, I share a lot of that on YouTube, but I also share a lot of those personal experiences and journeys on my Patreon as well. So some like sexcapades and things like that, and just things that I've learned. Also just a lot of behind the scenes content of my sex education journey, my travel, because my partner and I travel quite a bit. So there's a lot of travel stuff on there too. And yeah, it's kind of a nice, welcoming, unfiltered space to just sort of kick back, relax, and share about your sex journey, in other words. Yeah, it's also a really great way to support my channel because it keeps me motivated to continue learning and sharing all this information with you all. So if you want to check out my Patreon, you can just click on the link in the description below this video and you'll see all of the information. Now, again, speaking of partners, should you tell your partner about your group sex fantasies? The short answer, maybe. The longer answer, if you want to share your fantasies with your partner, remember these things. Disclosing a fantasy doesn't necessarily mean you want to act it out. They are psychological playgrounds, okay? Your mind is like a rabbit hole of things and weird things and crazy things. Some people have some crazy weird fantasies that they may not ever want to live out in real life because it's just wild. But just talking about it can be really fun. And, you know, realistically too, or logistically, you might not ever really be able to live out that fantasy. So remember that the goal is intimacy and not logistics. You can say things like, I don't actually want to do this, but imagining it just turns me on a little bit because maybe it feels really validating. It makes me feel wanted. It feels exciting. It taps into some forbidden energy. And, you know, I just want to remind you that you can very easily enjoy a group sex fantasy without engaging in it with things like role play. I did a video a while back about stranger sex, where, again, stranger sex is a very popular fantasy, one that a lot of people may be nervous to live out. But through role play, like really good role play, requires a little bit of practice and, you know, letting go of your inhibitions a little bit, you can have really good sex with role play and pretending that you're strangers. I love role play and I think I'm quite good at it. So I've done that a million times where I pretended to be somebody else and it was hot. It was always hot. But I'm here to remind you that your brain is normal and the science is hot. It's sexy. It's real. I've just quoted you a bunch. If you want to check out this book, Tell Me What You Want, The Science of Sexual Desire and How It Can Help You Improve Your Sex Life, I will link it below. Yeah, just remember, fantasies are one of the safest ways to explore desire, power, taboo, and connection. I still need to finish the book, but there are so many interesting details in there. So I will definitely be coming back on here and sharing with you what I've learned. And remember, if you're looking for someone to fantasize with, you can check out my girl Marnie, the Wing Girl Method, the F Formula. Remember, incredible step-by-step guide and resource on how to learn how to flirt with women and just kind of, you know, get your game going on so you get the kind of people that you deserve. And if you click on the first link below, you will get an exclusive access to a free preview. Yes, you heard that right, free. And they're also going to give you 20% off if you choose to join the program. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm particularly curious to know if you do fantasize about your partner in group sex scenarios, when you do fantasize about them. And yeah, don't forget to check out my Patreon if you'd like, and I will see you in the next video. 是不是？